Okay. Gabriel? Mazel tov. When? Okay. Wow.
Mazal tov, Mazal tov.
Mazel tov, mazel tov. You're on the road?
No, I'm just in the house, very, very tired.
Good, good. Okay, very good. Before we start, I want to give you another little here. How's it going
What?
with the women?
Wait, women? I ran out.
Parrots? So before we start, there is in this sugya there is the Magen Ram quotes a tshuva called the Sheiris Yosef. The Sheiris Yosef was a brother-in-law to the Ramah. He was a brother-in-law to the Ramah. His sister married the Ramah. He was also a dayan in the Bezin of the Ramah, and that time Ramah was was in Kuroka, and Kuroka, Krakow.
Oh,
Poland. Yeah, Krakow. It's called Krakow.
Yeah.
The city of Krakow was then the capital of Galicia, which is now Poland. Even today, Krakow is the nicest city it's like, a lot of countries today, the capital cities is nothing. It's like,
Like Washington,
it's like Washington, D.C.
like Albany.
Yeah, it's like Albany, exactly. Albany, New York. But if you want to see the old palaces and the citadels and the cobblestone streets and everything, that's you go to Krakow. Sheres Yosef was the Rosh of all the Rosh Yeshivas in Krakow at that time. There was in the forward to the Sefer Sheres Yosef, which was reprinted recently, fancy schmancy and Delancey. We want to have the Sheres Yosef is reprinted, fancy schmancy. They write over there about I don't remember who it was. The family members were two brothers. One had a son, and one had a daughter. It was the same week, and this the I'm sorry. Yeah, two brothers. One had a son, one had a daughter. And then by the bris, the one brother gave a name for the father. So the other brother said, "You know what? I'll name my daughter for our mother." Then the first brother said, "Hey, wait a minute. Why don't we make a shidduch already between our children?" So right there at the bris, the Adim, the people that were there by the bris, they picked two people that will be the Adim on the ksuba, and they already made the Tanoim and the ksuba for the Chosin and Kala by the bris.
Wow.
That's the way they did business back then.
So the
No.
got married.
Yeah, the cousins, the two brothers. One said, "My daughter," and your son. We had it, and they
His
said,
cousin.
Our first cousins at the bris, close the shidduch. No shidduch crisis. Understand?
Did it come to fruition?
Yeah, yeah, and one of the very choshev families involved over here is that family. So yeah, the Sheris Yosef was also, I think, an uncle or a great uncle to the Bach. Okay, so the Sheris Yosef writes like this. Someone's eating by a party by his friend's house. Was man came time to light Chanukah candles. Where should he light it? It's lasuda. It's should he go home? Shuva lefia needed this shaila and it's kaponim. This shaila, there's no looking into it. Should he call about Torah rechaim simatov reishayin zayim zelashon? Torah wrote like this. Why is he quoting the Torah not in the Shulchan Aruch? Because in his day the Shulchan Aruch wasn't published yet, but the Torah was published. Zelashon kotzav adani b'tshuva ben oichleitz lavi v'oichleitz l'chavedi ish l'bayis miyuchad l'shina tzarech lad l'gboy. If a child always eats at his father's house, but he has a separate house where he sleeps, he has the light in the house where he sleeps. Because he has a house where he sleeps, everyone sees him going in and out. Even we, a madlik b'fnim, v'stam b'nei chotza yodim sheichem makamacher, become ki at kan when he says the Shchenim is like this, in those days, there were two minhagim. One minig was to light at the door going mamish to Rosh Hashanah, and the second minig was to light in the door between the house and the chotzer. So he says that either way, there's a chshad that people are gonna think that he's not doing it. So you see that you have to light where you sleep. Even though we could say that the Rosh was talking about that he wants to rely on his father. We see that the main thing of lighting a Hanukkah candle is where you sleep. Another thing we could say. Thank you. Another thing we'd say. First of all, you have to light the candle where you sleep. And anyway, even if you would say that you have to light where you eat, that's if you always eat there. But if one time you ate in your friend's house, no one's ever going to think to say that one time you eat supper somewhere that's your place. What's the raya for what I'm saying? What's the raya? It's one of the very important Ashkenazi poskim that wrote Sefer Minhagim. It's called the Sefer Minhagim from Reb Isaac Tirna. So that you light b'makom lina in the place of sleeping. The where you sleep is the main thing. For sure, if he's only eating one time, even though we, very rich people, that we have a house, one room where you eat and one room where the whole family sleeps. Very, very rich people. We have a house with two rooms, one room where you eat and one room where you sleep. Because even though you're not lighting it in your bedroom, you're lighting in the dining room, but the dining room and the bedroom are both connected to each other. So that's considered makam lina. But not if you eat there one time, forget about it. His wife lights in his house. Okay, that's fine. By the way, if he's in a kretschman, there's no Eden in that city. He has to for himself have the zikaron in the nest. He also has to be mefaris from the nest. And they made that a person should light even if he's among other Yidden. I feel the shcheinav shouldn't be choishedim. And the Shulchan Aruch, that's what the Shulchan Aruch brings. The Magen Avraham brings that if you eat one time, the Magen Avraham says if you eat one time by someone's house, it doesn't help that you just wait there one time. You have to eat there bekvius. Even though the Sheidas Yosef learns that makom lina ikar, that the sleeping is the main thing, not the eating. But the bottom line is what we learn from the Sheidas Yosef is that one time sleeping, one time eating, that doesn't count. Wherever you're bekvius, that's where it counts. But if you're not there bekvius, it doesn't count. That's not your market. So as in the Hanukkah thing, there is there is the Achronim, the raid, and the Achronim is that there's two dinim in Neiris Chanukah. One is Chayvus Habayis, and one is Chayvus Haguf. One is for the house, and one is on the person. But it's silly. If there was really a Chayvus Haguf, why is there a whole discussion? Makam Lina, Makam Achila. If it's a Chiyuv on the Guf, what's the difference? It's a Chiyuv on the Guf. Because it's silly to say that the Neiris Chanukah is a Chiyuv on the Guf. It's a Chiyuv. And there's a diuk from the Pnei Yeshua that brings in the Svasemis kochs in it. It says, Torah Rabban and Mitzvahs Nei Chanukah Nei Ishu Beisai. Even though it means also his wife, Beisai is Ishtar. But Beisai also means his house, physically his house. Because the Chachamim says, the Pnei Yeshua made the Chanukah candle like a mezuzah. Just like a mezuzah, the house needs a mezuzah. The same thing, they made that the Chanukah candle should be like a mezuzah. Similar to the chiva mezuzah. They said, "Need ishu basis to do with your house. It's not a chiva saguf. It's a chiva. It's a chiva for me, but it's not chiva saguf like putting on film. It's a chiva. That's why I could send a shliach, just like I could send a shliach to make trumas and meises for me and to put out mezuzah for me. Same. It's not a chiva saguf. And this tshuva in the Shadis Yosef underscores it and proves it. Okay, let's go now to the Mishnah Berurah Simatov Reshayin Zayin. We over the years we've learned most of the Simonim of Hilchos Chanukah, and we're holding a Simatov Reshayin Zayin. You got a copy?
No, just
So no Yishem ad looking on Beisai. No, did you tell over the story of Psachia and the candles and the Rebbe Rashab? You told it in the house?
No, tomorrow night.
You're gonna tell it tomorrow night? You told over the story of Psachia to anyone? The story with the Rebbe Rashab, Psachia and the candles?
No.
No, you didn't tell it over?
To who?
To who? To Eli. To your customers.
The story?
Make a Hanukkah party in the store.
Sure.
Instead, tell them instead of asking you frappuccino, cappuccino, mentacino, that they should sit down and they should listen to the story. Then they'll have less questions about cappuccinos
That's Hashem.
and about and what's that other thing with the nuts?
The donut?
No, the nuts, the cream and the
Oh,
cream.
yeah.
What is it called?
Crunchy Ferraro.
Yeah, they'll have less shilas of crunchy Ferreras. They'll tell them the story of Pesach instead.
I'll give them crunchy for hairs.
I'll to say crunchy Ferreras, exactly. Okay, Zog the Mishnah Berurah. This is where we're holding this a Mataf Resh Ayin Zayin. Dinach Sanoi B'Chanukah. Uboy Dalet Sif. Sanoi Shem Ad Likalom B'Beisod. If his wife is not lighting for him in the house, Tzarech losses pruta l'bal bayis l'shtatev him b'shem shel Chanukah. He has to give a pruta to the person of the kretschme to be a shutef in the shemen. V'im yesh lo ipetz pasuach. If this guy has his own door, la'atzmei for himself, Tzarech l'hav l'gepitzch, he must light a candle by his door. Even though that house is only for shena, for sleeping. And he's eating on the Shulchan Balabais, even though that place is only for sleeping. What's the difference? He has to light in the place where he sleeps. He has to light, and even though he's achsanoi, doesn't matter. He has his own place where he sleeps. He has to light in the place where he sleeps. Yeshaimrim says that Amo Yeshaimrim the Bisman is Ashmadlik Befni Mamish. The Bisman is that we light Mamish in the inside of the house. Yadul B'Makom Shalicha. You should light in the Makom Achila. The Chainogu, and that is the Minik. The Taz says that really is never a Machloikis. The Shulchan Aruch is talking about in the days of the Shas that it was for the so and this was for the street. So then the Makom Shina was Zikr. And the Ramah, which is bringing the Rashba, is talking about Ibizman Azed, that you're Madl Bifnim. And it's a little fun. But if you look with a sharp eye, the Ramah says Yeshaimrim. Why would he say Yeshaimrim if it's not a Machlaikis? And you see from the Shadis Yosef, he was talking to Ashkenazim and Kruke, and they were lighting in their house, and still he says Makam Lina Ikir. So Elamai, because really it's Taka Machloikis, that some say that Chazal, that what is your house? Makam Lina, that's your house. Where do you identify? Where's your place? If you have two places, Bachas and Yeshiva, the dormitory is here, he eats in one building, he sleeps in the other building. What's your place? There's a svara to say that you go basa makam achila. The svara there basa shina. So it's like a machloikis. That's machloikis Ashkenazim and Sfardim. The Ramah, the Machaber, in Hilchos Chanukah, everything has got to go like this. The Sfardim and Ashkenazim, they're having fun. Chanukah, everyone's got to do the other way. So the Machaber paskins like the Rosh, which is Ashkenazi, and the Ramah paskins like the Ragor, the Sfardi. But that's the way we do on Chanukah. Because Chanukah is the one thing that the Welt Kotzach, that the Sfardim, there's Machloik is the Rambam and the Tosfos. What does it mean Mahadrim and Mahadrim? Tosfos said Mahadrim and Mahadrim means the whole family is one menorah. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Rambam said, no, everyone has his own menorah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the Ashkenazim do like the Rambam, and the Sfardim do like Tosfos. The other way. Why?
You only write one menorah, not everybody just
Right.
part of the house.
The Sfardim do like the Tosfos, and the Ashkenazim do like the Rambam.
Yeah.
Because he's married to Ashkenaz, and that's how I'm related, right? So
He's Sfardi?
he's fine. His name is Churba.
Yeah. So he does it his way. So he does
Yeah.
it.
One second, but then he got an Ashkenaz son-in-law. So now there's two menorahs when they climb the shop.
Oh, that ruins the whole thing. It's like monoshik. Everybody
Right.
notice. Once you already have more than one, it's like you might as well have 20. And we're going to talk about it in a second. Okay. So so the Welt, Kochzef, the Chanukah is Actus, this part. There's no party lines. In Torah, there's no such thing. Republican, everything President Trump says, a Kodesh Kadoshim. No, Democrat. Everything the president, Trump says is treif, and also and shakas to shaksenu. No, Yiddishkeit doesn't work this way. Torah is emes. So the Ashkenazim decided, and the Sfardim decided to switch. It's not. We don't go party lines. No, we go with the Tosfos. We go with the Rambam. Comes to Chanukah.
Sfardim light only one menorah.
It's Sfardim like one menorah, like the Tosfos, which is the Tosfos of the Spitz Ashkenazi, understand? And Ashkenazim go like the Rambam. Each one has his own menorah. You see, and also here it's funny that the Sfardim passing like the Rosh and the Ashkenazim passing like the Rambam, like the Rashba.
And the Russia was Sfardim.
The Rashba was Sfardi for sure. Chief Rabbi of Barcelona. They claimed I was when I was in Barcelona. There was a family in New York. They lived somewhere in Flatbush. They claimed that they found the house of the Rashba. It was a very wealthy family, but it was this thing in the door, the Benaderet. The Benaderet was a very wealthy family, but they claimed they found the house of the Rashba. Yeah, nish. So it's funny. Also, in this machloikis, you see that. Okay, yeah. Let's go quick. Time is so short. Let's go into the Mishnah Brura. Atsanoi.
The first page.
Yeah, first page. Atsanoi, a person who's a guest in a hotel, in a krechma. If there's the bochrim that they have to be mishtat prite, if a boch is living in someone's house, he eating and sleeping in the same house, it's as if he became a member of the family. If there is misharsim in the house, the person who's a servant in the house, he's like a children of the house. He doesn't have to have his own menorah. So, okay, continue. If his wife was lighting for him in his house, he's yotze through his wife. If his wife is lighting for him, then he's good. I want him to ask, how about if there is a time crunch? He's, she's in Australia, he's in New York, the Kadoma. So there's the hours by emse nachta be'ese tog, or the other way around. It's interesting shayla. Vayim betaz b'shem rasha. Davke kshu yedei b'birish ishtamad lekeslo. It's only if he knows for sure his wife is lining for him. If he doesn't know, yesh lo lahadlik v'gam lavorich. Metam ze mish lo yoda shidliku olav above oisei laila beisa matza shidliku olav tzarech lahadlik. Rashal said because in the beginning of the night he didn't know if his wife would light or not. There's already chal on him a chayvet to light and to make a bracha that stays, even if it turns out his wife lit. Kivin shelo yoda metchil mastam dait lahadlik ba'atzma, but lots of shalish shemavela chalak tkanatz chaman. V'ayim b'mogen Avram shedaita b'zeh, no, v'yadik b'lo bracha. How do you know for sure? He had a doubt. So now it's a chasafik. Maybe his wife lit for him and he was there with his wife. Maybe yeah, maybe not. So how can he make a bracha now? Losses prute. You have to give it in the kretschmer. You have to give a prute to the balabais. He doesn't have to give 50% of the candle, the price. There's a makna l'chelik b'shem. Yesh machrim shekos tzarech balabais lahoysiv ma'at shema b'shvili. Utz ashir shetzarech litan l'tzarech chatzi shoah b'shvil atzmei. Akaran that say you have to add a little more oil. Usually the sheet of the oil is a half hour of oil. But if he's just being what did I add to the story? I have to add a little more oil. So there's enough oil to burn for 30 minutes. I added some money, and now they put oil that'll burn for 40 minutes. If the guy in the kretschmer has his own candle, better that he should have in mind that he's going to do himself. And looking at the Yud and Sharatzim, lots of Sidas, Marie Weil, Shekosa the Kayem, Shaminik Baal Maliyas, Menamahad, and Nelo Kolechad, also Lechoshdoi, Shelo Hitlik Neer Chaneke. Everyone today, because of Minik to be Mahad, everyone lights, they're going to say, oh, why is this guy not lighting? I know. It's funny. It's funny. But you're talking now on the Machaber, but it is very funny. The Mishnah Berurah is like, exactly. Who are you talking to? Okay. Exactly. Because of the mistake that the Mishnah Berurah made here, you'll see soon we make a worse mistake. But what are we talking about? You're talking to the Machaber. Machaber, I mean, no, you can't. You can't light more than one menorah in the household. You can't. If a person is in a kretschma, even if he's eating and sleeping in the same house, he doesn't become a member of the family. When do we say that he becomes a member of the family? If he's there for 6 months, he eats there, sleeps there, becomes a member of the family. He doesn't have a separate chiyuv. The guy is only there for a few days, a week or 2 weeks, even though he eats and sleeps in the same house, he doesn't become a family member. And he has to give a little of a pruta to the balabayas to join him with the oil.
What is a kretschmer hotel?
Yeah.
So what did you say that you should put the menorah outside of his room in the hallway?
Oh, in the Mechaber?
Yeah.
No, he probably means what he means that he has a door like in a motel. We have a door going out to the Rishus Harabim. He has a Pesach Pasuach to the Rishus Harabim. When the Mechaber says in Yeshlo Pesach Pasuach La'atzma Tzarech Lahadlik, it means he has a door
for himself. But like it indicates that's for himself, not for everybody.
Right.
So if you're in a hotel, if you're in a hotel, so there's a lot of people in the hotel.
No, I'm saying, but the Yeshla Pesach Pasuach La'atzma probably means a Pesach Pasuach L'Rishus Harabim, not a Pesach Pasuach La'abayis. Pesach Pasuach La'abayis, then.
But in the hotel, nobody has a Pesach.
No, sometimes there's motels where the Pesach goes out to the Rishus Harabim. You park your cars there, and you have doors that goes out straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the difference of a regular achsanoi would be in a hotel where the doors open up to the lobby. And yesh lepesach pasuach la'atzmai would be like in a motel where the doors open up to the parking lot. Pashtus. V'yesh lepesach, he says if he have his own door, atam shum chshada sheyach shos t'shli l'knei Chanukah. Afilu im hu yedeh shemad gom beis eloi mahani. Pesach pasuach, afilu pasuach leruach. Turn the page. Pesach b'labayit pasuch v'labayis alo hid l'knei Chanukah. V'kol mokem cheshina and ksheyedu shapoim itachsen oirach echad yom b'shlei l'knei Chanukah. Even though on the door of the hotel, the Malabayis lights him a noida, but this guy has a door going out to the parking lot, and the people know that this is a separate cheshbon, it's a separate door, and so they're going to say there's a yid and he's not lighting the Chanukah. La'atzmai mashma zek shem pesach pasuach afilu mas achs mit achsen meched b'fnei atzmai yochel l'shtat bepritim balabayis. So mashma here, if he doesn't have a door of his own, even if he's had his own room, but the room opens up to the lobby, not to the parking lot, then he could be mishtat with priti balabayis. If he's married, he can rely on his fat wife. This is all by the time of the Gemara. Today, because we light inside the house. Even if a man is married and his wife for sure lights in the house, who knows if he's married man or not a married man? And they don't know his wife is lighting for him. And they'll be choshet. It's not going to help to mishtata bepriti. Because the minig is that everyone lights his own candle. Also, they buy what kind of yid is this? He doesn't light the menorah. Morgan says not to be machmer like this opinion. Kim kshesh le'chede al kaponim chede fnei own room. Limein le'chede natzmai yochelis machan shebeisa she's likala bebeisa aprit. La'iliel b'soif sevkot and gimel shekasavnik kshesh le'ner yunoch yosel lag ba'atzmai. We wrote before that if he owes his own candle, he should always light himself. Remember, you asked it's not according to Machab, and I'll show you where the Mishnah Berurah went wrong. That if he's relying on the Bnei Bayis, if he's relying on his wife, when he sees later in their Chanukah, some say which is the Bach. Because then you're gonna have a big problem. Let's look in the side of the Bir Alocha. La'atzmai. I Mishnah Berurah. Kadesh Tovim Moker Devore, in order for you to understand my words, I have to quote the Magen Avraham, and then you'll understand. Moshe, come here. Because I don't have another copy. Come look with me. Again, it's in the Bir Alocha. It's in the page Kuf Mem Vav and the second column. I Mishnah Berurah. Kadesh Tovim Moker Devore Muchrechani Lahaitik Loshen Magen Avraham. I have to quote the words of the Magen Avraham. Thank you. Now that we light in the inside of the house, even the orchim should light. That's only if he has his own room. The El Yerabbi asked, if you look in the Mari Vial and the Maril, you see the head of the Machmirim B'chol Gavni. Doesn't matter if you have a chedef nuts or not. Amasha prima godam roitz litach klats mel yashem ma'im shem efnim yideshem shem esmel yirabe. Hine harba amalti al dibra Magen Avraham or Yisrael eich yita b'zeh chaz v'cholila. I worked very hard, says the Magen Avraham. How can chaz v'cholila the Magen Avraham make such a big mistake? It's clear that Ashkenazim held the Marival, the Maril, that it doesn't matter if you're here on the moon, if you're here on Mars, and it doesn't matter if your wife is lighting for you, wherever you are, you should light your own menorah. What's the difference? You have your own room, you don't have your room, you always have to light your own menorah. That's what the Ashkenazim hold. Matzos yachkech bagos to seven shavs lerechaim besoif ve'ain sham much medorov shedas among amram lahoyre shafila im pes soch laatzmai v'ach shoech lebchedev neatzmai hine behem is das mari va mari lachem chol gavni das among amram lahoyre kishitos shoech lebchedev neatzmai kaponim or the fi zeh mad mesayim v'davko achros atzmai v'yush bezeh asoges el yerab that the Magen made a challenge and a kugel. He did part of what they took. Why would he take only part of what they take? Why not everything? Funny pshat. But when you ask the question you asked before, is really the answer. Mishnah Pasha made a mistake. the Magen Ram is on the Mechaber. The way we said that there's a big machloikis Ashkenazim and Sfardim. The Sfardim go like Tosfos, and the Ashkenazim go like the Rambam. Tosfos says that the Mahadim and Mahadim, the whole family has one menorah. That's what the Sfardim do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tosfos says why? Because if you're going to have more candles, it's confusing. Which night of Chanukah is it? You go by the window, you see 5 candles. Oh, it's the 5th night of Chanukah. Oh, no, it's the 1st night of Chanukah. But there's 5 members in the family. So it's not clear anymore which night of Chanukah. It's supposed to be connected. You're supposed to be able to count in the window how many candles you have. So if you have, so that's why Tosfos says no. Mahadim and Mahadim means one menorah for the whole family. Now we'll understand that Trumas Hadeshin. The Trumas Hadeshin writes that if you're in a hotel and you want to light your own, you can light your own. It's not a problem. You don't have to be mishtata bepriti. You light your own candles. And the medieval says you must do it, and the medieval says you must do it. Okay. Beis Yosef says, no. How can you do that? It's a bracha levatol. Why is it a bracha levatol? All the Ashkenazi places come up, racking their brain. What? If I have 10 people in the house, I could 10 people could light the menorah. So why is the Beis Yosef saying it's a bracha levatol? I understand why they're asking a question. The Beis Yosef is l'shitose. Beis Yosef holds you can't have more than one menorah at the window at the door. Because if you have more than one menorah at the window at the door, you don't know which night of Chanukah it is. If you have one menorah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As soon as you have more than one menorah, you can move it a little apart. Move it a little apart. How many candles are in the window? If it's only one menorah, you're never going to make a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what the Beis Yosef said. A guy is in the Krechma, and the Balabos has a menorah, like this guy, his son-in-law is Ashkenazi, that ruins the whole thing. The reason the Sfardim only put one menorah is you're supposed to be able to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Night 1, night 2, night 3, night 4, night 5. Once you have a second menorah there, it's not clear which night it is.
That's not clear to buy.
Yeah, for sure. It's more Chavis Abayis than anything called this Sfardim. Obviously, it's the most Chavis Abayis. So you can't even make the mistake. I think there's, even according to Ashkenazim, it's Chavis Abayis. It's a mistake to think Chavis Abayis. But anyway, there's Sfardim, obviously, it's Chavis Abayis. So that's why the Beis Yosef said you can't do it. You're ruining the whole thing. That's why the Magen Avraham says, but if you have your own room, so you're not going to confuse it's a separate window. So you're not making any confusion. It's a separate window. And baya. So you could have a separate menorah, even according to the Sfardim. He was not talking about the Ashkenazim. Obviously, the Ashkenazim, which have 17 menorahs by the window, will not have a problem if you're going to put an 18th menorah at the window. That's not the problem. The Magen Avraham stellt sich on the Mechaber, on the Shulchan Aruch. He was overworking to understand the Magen Avraham. He was working a little too hard. It's simple, the pshat. We're talking about the Mechaber. The Mechaber is the holds like Tosfos, that the Sfardim go like Tosfos. It's amazing to think about this. I was talking about this before. And there's no political alliances in Halacha. Chanukah, the Sfardim do like the Ashkenazim do like the Sfardim. You know why? Because it says that in Kiddusha, sometimes the Oira Gvura will go into the Kliya Chesed, and some times the Oira Chesed will go into Kliya Gvura.
Oh, and Shaman.
Because Right, and that's why sometimes Beishama will switch with Beis Hillel. Beis Hillel will switch with Beishamas. There is
So in
there,
effect, you're just creating new parties. Ashkenazim and Sephardim. He's saying that Ashkenazim have to do this, Sephardim got to do that. So
okay.
you're just creating a new party. Parties.
We're trying to make achdus. We're saying it's not. Sometimes Beishama there is fully Beishama and Chumra Beis Hillel. Even though usually Beishama is always Machmer, Beis Hillel is always Mekel. Why? Because Beishama is noited, the neshamas are noited to tzad gvura, and Beis Hillel is noited to the side of chesed. But sometimes, because in kedusha there is this achdus and iskaludus, so therefore there could be that Beis Hillel is machmer and Beishama is mekel. And the same thing here, the Sfardim and Ashkenazim and Chanukah, they do the other way. That the Sfardim pass them like those. But anyway, back to what we're saying here. It's so clear. It's so clear. It's so clear. The Beis Yosef said, "How could you guys say that the guy is an hotel and he's going to add his own menorah? He's going to ruin the whole thing." So he says the Magen Ram, "Oh, but he has his own room, his separate window. He's not going to ruin anything. Simple." But Taka the Ashkenazim, if you have 18 menorahs in the window, you can add a 19th menorah. No one's going to fall apart from that. That's the pshat. That's the pshat. I think that's the emes of pshat, and that's the simple pshat.
Greenberg versus Avenue West.
I would like to see it that Sephardi Rabbanim should Ashken like the Gra, and Ashkenazi Rabbanim should Ashken like Rambam. Then first he would be no more factions involved.
I hear. Very good suggestion. Okay, very good. Okay, maybe we should just finish the sif. Another three. Anytime you light in order to take away the chshad, if they're already lighting for you in your house, it's just you're staying in a hotel and the door opens to the parking lot and you do lighting b'shum chshad, you should make a bracha. So where he place where he sleeps, he has to light. Everyone will agree to the people that light in the house. So therefore, there's no point to say that he has to in the own room where he sleeps to do. Because the makom achila, that's the ikar where he lives. What happens if he just eating supper or a Hanukkah party, he went to his friend's house? This bir halacha is learned on Sunday, but let's read it quickly. I mish the bruder mashkotzu mishutzoi. That's the chaveri. The last one. See over here. I mish it's on the other column in the last piece. The magam shayich. I mish the bruder mishko the mashkotzu mishutzoi. That's chaveri bakroi. V'yishli bayis ba'isa here. Dafke ba'if and zeh. Alam hoyle chuv v'chalan shebeis el beis aviv oichamev bekvius hashmani mechanike. What happens if he's going to his father's house or his father-in-law's house? All 8 days and nights of Chanukah. Dova Boru, the Kimish Soye, the Yoshin, Shom Kol Yom Chanukah, after B'yom Echel Achilas Bebeisa, Shein Amad Lakela Bebayis Echel Yoshin Malayla. The Kivin Shein Shum Adam Bebayis in his regular house, no one's there. Let me add like Kolchken Edna Shehekel Bebayis. The Kivin Shein Bebayis Shom. That because they're sleeping over there, the comma's in the wrong place. Kivin Shein Bebayis Shom. because the family members are sleeping over there in his father-in-law's house, so Yadliku Sham, you should light there. So that's what we were discussing on Sunday. That you could say the Mishnah Berurah said that if you're eating in your father's house and sleeping in your father's house and your father-in-law's house for all 8 days and all 8 nights, that's where you light the menorah. What's if he's sleeping there only for 6 nights? It's a difference. Probably meant a day and a night. You know what I mean? He's eating and sleeping in his father-in-law's house. But if he's not eating and sleeping in his father-in-law's house, so Takit's a machloikis. What's the ikir? Where do I live? Where I eat or where I sleep? But if I'm at my father-in-law's house or my father's house or my friend's house, and I'm there and I'm eating and sleeping there, so then even though really I have but see, I'm doing both. Side achilish, it's good enough. But if I'm at a Hanukkah party and I'm there for 2 hours, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Okay, we spoke about it Sunday. And with him, we have a minion?
Yeah.
Terrific. Terrific. Okay. Should we continue reading or we should break up now because it's coming in a minute?
I think continue.
Can you?
Let's try
Okay.
one more.
Halacha beis, cotton shigei lechinuch tzarich la'adlik. A child that came time for chinuch, a child has to light the menorah. The Rebbe had a very big koch, and the Rebbe started a campaign to the menorah. The Rebbe said that also little children shigei lechinuch should light the menorah with a broch.
Three?
Every
Four.
child, I think, it depends
Everyone's
on
like-
that child.
Yeah.
Father has to determine.
Son is already
I got going him at 2 years old.
on the way. But he said even little children should light their own menorah.
Yeah,
So you do like this thing about making a lot of menorahs for like everyone in the house.
yeah,
Everyone in the family.
yeah, for
has
sure.
their own. That's what you do things.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, you say sure. I mean, why?
Because
sure?
what do you mean? Ashkenazim, that's what
Oh.
Ashkenazim do.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what Ashkenazim do. Cotton shigei lechinuch. לפי מה שפוסק, כמחבס ומתפרש הנעל הזה בית, אפילו מהדן אין מדליקים רק נלך לכל אנשי הבייס. רק שמסיפים והולכים בכל יום נר אחד יויסר הקוטן, מה כאן שהקוטן הזה יש לבייס בפני עצמי, אבל כן צריך להדק לבורך. Obviously, according to the Machaber, you have to say they're talking about this child owns his own house. Otherwise, you shouldn't have more than one menorah at the door. But us, that everyone is mad, in Gam Kenakotan, Sorich Chol Gavin Lad with Natsman. Vachi Posakram, a little bit of Simmet operation. Aval das Schilte Gebäude von Midi, da viele Ludidan, ein Sorich Lachanak Kekotan Lad with Neatzim, Loshesh Lebais of Neatzman. But the Schilte Gebäude of Midi don't hold that way. When we learned Simmet operation, hey, I proved why it's not true. The Shamura misunderstood the Das Schilte Gebäude of Midi. It's not true. Like the Rajba says, the Ritva says, that anything that you have to, if anything when mechanech a child, you have to mechanech him to do all the mitzvahs properly. Even a hiddur mitzvah, you have to teach a child. Shomber has some menorah? Yeah, very good. And Baruch?
We have candles.
Candles? Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Okay, Siv Gimel. There is an opinion that says that even though they're lighting candles for you in the house, if it's a place that there's no Yidden, madlik bebroches. Your wife is lighting for you in the house, but you're in a business trip in a place where there's in the middle of Kaching, China. I made up a place, and you, it's all goyim. So you have to light a candle, and they make a bracha. You have to see the candles. That's our minhag. Even if he's among Jews and he sees the candles, if he wants to be machmir, and he wants to light his own candles, he's in a kretschma. He wants to light his own candles instead of being mishtat with pritim balabais. Yeah, he's allowed to do it. And that's the minig. From Sadeshim, Maril, Marivail. That's all the Ashkenazim all that way. Like I said before, obviously, it's not that complicated for the Ashkenazim to do that. You have 18 menorahs in the window. We'll put a 19th menorah. What's the big deal? His father got bent out of shape when you say, well, what do you mean? You can't have more than one menorah because then you can't count the days. Gimel, Kechayev leaders. He says the Mishnah Brura, Zes Soiser, the Simen, Vafresh Einvav, Siv Gimel, the Soivesam Kshamatlikim Beisa, Ain't Sarach Labarach Alariya. He says, I can't understand, it's a contradiction. In the previous Simen, he said, if your wife is lighting for you in your house, and you see Menorah, you do not make a brach. Within the Kanuma Mordechai, the Sham Sasam Machabik Shori Poiskum Shecholkin. So I don't understand what's going on over here. But Ladina ain't Lina Kain Lahatik Bebrach. Ladina, you can't, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Elam Kain Shiyem Shane Rotza Lotzes about Lokas Ishter. Unless he's going to say he doesn't want to be Yotze with that lock of his wife, which goes to Namo, like the Namo writes later. I'm not sure what he's saying. We are Ashkenazim. We go with the Ramah. The Ramah says in this Yeshayimrim, V'chein noyagim. So Itaka in the Shulchan Aruch is Taka Shayla. It's a steed in the Shulchan Aruch. But for us Ashkenazim, I don't understand what Mabaya. What's he getting bent out of shape over here? I'm not sure. And the bottom he brings a nice teretz for him for the steed in the Mechaber. And in his teretz is like that. He doesn't like it, the Mishnah Berurah, but I like it. That over there he's talking about, you know what, we'll get to stop another time. Okay. What? It looks like everyone's got it, but everyone has parties. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Huh? Oh yeah. I want to have this second. I wrote.
I lit two menorahs tonight. One
Oh,
menorah,
beautiful.
one menorah I made when I was 7 years old at the Hebrew Academy of Washington. And I decided I'm going to light it. Now the problem is what you're saying is that each menorah goes out at different rates. I sat by them for 2 hours, and they go out at different rates. You know, in other words, one may go out in an hour, one may go out in 2 or 3 hours. So
I know.
you know,
Have a freiliche Chanukah.
Freilich Chanukah. Thank you, Yashikoa. Yashikoa.
Sure. Good night.
Chanukah Sameach. Chanukah Sameach.
7 prisoners, 4 Hillary, and a day on.